Hello, viewers. We are terribly sorry for the hitch in we experienced, and but we have decided to make it better, make it up to you, and let's hope that at this time we won't experience the troubles that we're experiencing. We know that some of us may have lost interest, and we got tired about the whole thing. But nevertheless, we will not. One of the things that we will try to do is that we will try to be consistent this time around. And yeah, let's go for it. All right, here is our brother. Is back. We have limited time. We just quickly hit the nail on the head and be through with this broadcast so that we don't bore anybody. All right. Welcome back, Rapport.
Thank you so much. I do apologize for the break in transmission and some other noises that came up the other time.
Yeah. Okay, let's quickly just talk about the topic. Understanding life, lessons learned from a tree. The previous time we talked about the reason the background to the topic, that we can see some attributes that a tree has and can relate it to life. Okay, and that can be seen from things like from the seed that is being sown to the ground. The seed goes into the ground and forms its own roots. It comes up as a stem, it extends to the branches, leaves, and then when it is fully grown, it begins to bear fruit. Okay, now these are the things that we can relate to life. All right, and yeah, and that I think we talked about the fact that um, that from the root part of the tree can be likened to what we as human beings see, live our lives with, we stand on, and that is what's called values. All right.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
remember?
Yeah. That's the foundation. That's the foundation, really.
Okay.
That's the
So,
foundation, really. When you have a foundation, yeah, it's better that the kind of foundation you have will determine a lot of things you want to do. And in sequence to what we have done, if people are watching it part 1, part 2, part 3, like I used to put it when they have an issue like this, I just put part 1, part 2, part 3, and this one can be a concluding part, really. Well, the principle about this is that when you liken a tree is like, okay, you're planting a tree can be a family, a tree can metamorphose to be a community, a tree can metamorphose to be a nation. But an individual, if you are not being formed, if you are not being well formed, maybe by the kind of books you read, the kind of exposures, the kind of people you listen to, personality you embrace, maybe from afar up or a close range, and you look at those things to form your life. There is nobody has ever grown without not forming a life based on these things. The kind of life, the kind of parent, the parents the upbringing, let me put that way, your upbringing, your home training, your principles of life that is formed, that you're taken directly from your parent, and you form your own and say, okay, these are the things that need to be done. Just like one of the secrets you mentioned, education. People don't really value education. People just believe, let me make money. People don't really value hard work. They just believe that when I wake up, I pray, especially those who are religious, I pray and miracle will happen. And before you know it, I get it. And I said something that was not clear in one of the video audios that said, how many of us wake up and say, let me be a destiny helper to somebody? The prayer we pray in Africa is that as I'm going out today, let me meet my destiny helper. How many of us have prayed that prayer? Let me become a destiny helper. That's the value system. If all you have in your life is I want to be helped all the time. I want to be helped all the time. Somebody must help me. Somebody must bless me. bless me, principle and syndrome, then that's not the right value system. Some people, even after, I said something jokingly, but that's the truth. I say even some people are receiving 200,000 naira as a salary. If they see a politician distributing 10,000, you will see them struggling in that place. You see them fighting to collect 10,000. They are collecting 200,000 as a salary, but because their mindset is not right. The mindset is not right. The question I will ask you is that do you think, with the level we are in Africa, do you think value system will work very well? And if it's going to work very well, how do you think you are in a structured land? Can you compare the two together? Do you think it will work? Because some people have told me that it may not work, and I told them it will work.
Okay, quickly, I just want to say that for some people who may not understand, when we talk about values, values are the things that we see that we regard to be very, very important in life. All right, things that determine our judgments based on on different issues. There are factors that we use to make our decisions, factors that we use to make our judgments. Okay. Now, when we say value system, we are talking about the mechanisms, the principles that we put together that helps us to arrive at those values. Okay. Now, the question you asked me is, can someone who has a value system, regardless of where he or she is, function properly? Will his value system be able to make him successful wherever he is? My answer is yes, because every society, okay, every society is being ruled or governed by a constitution. See value system as a constitution. Your own constitution that you fashion, that the mechanisms that you put together. Okay, a blueprint of, in this kind of situation, what should I do? You go to your constitution, you take up the laws there, and you implement it. Whether it rains or it is sunny. You see what I'm saying? So if you live by this kind of lifestyle, okay, people can emulate you. People can emulate you. They can learn from you. All right. People can see what you are doing and then try to copy it. Okay. And
that's right. That's very
influence people. We can influence people by our lifestyle, by this way and this attitude of living. Okay. We can teach it in schools. We can go back to our homes. We can teach our children. We can influence each other as friends and say, look, this is not the right way to do things. We must go back to our drawing board. We must check some things, correct some things, and begin to live.
Charity begins at home.
Yes. So if we go into every sector, every sphere of life, okay, we put into practice this kind of lifestyle, you will see the society changing gradually. It may take a while, because what we are doing is we are challenging the status quo. It may take
It may take a while. I believe in that. I believe it will take a while, definitely.
Yeah, it will take a while, because it's a process, as you said. A tree is a process. You understand? Okay, so it will take a process. Definitely, it won't happen just in 1 year. It may require a number of years, but if it is something that is positive, it won't be too long, because the truth will always fight for itself. The truth will always fight for itself.
Always fight. I believe so much strongly in that. And to be honest with you, I really thank God for this topic, because it's building. We are building something for people to grab.
Yeah.
We are building for the hope to be risen, so that people will know that there is hope for them. There is a hope for even a tree that is cut down. There is hope for a tree that is cut. One as is not uprooted, there is hope. You understand? And even if it's uprooted, if it can be put back to the land, it just take a longer time. It is still take this root back and it will grow. So because of the functionality of it, yes.
Yeah, I was thinking that would it not be good for you to share, with our viewers the real importance of having a value system?
Yeah, Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Now, when we have a value system in place, it makes you a better person. It makes you a balanced person. It makes you productive, both to yourself and to the nation. It makes you to really become, yes. How do you be productive? Because you know that the time to resume at work is 7:30.
Okay.
And when you start work at 7:30, you don't get there 8 o'clock, 8:30. You understand? And you know you are closing 5. You have 1 hour waste that cannot be recovered for that day. Yes. 2, you put yourself an aim of a fear. Like I was told in Germany, every other person working in Germany as a staff work as if it's their own company. They work as if their own company. They don't do that. In Nigeria and Africa, I believe that I'm not the owner and I'm not the CEO. Why should I keep myself on somebody's job? But they have a right mindset, value system. You know that you signed 7:30. Get there at 7:30 or before 7:30. Do your work and all that. It makes the nation productive because a collective effort of serious people brings a massive harvest, bring a massive exploit. But when the people are not serious, like this guy asked you, poor time management, life management, as I call it, then nobody cares. Do you get it now? And I mentioned about thou shalt not, that even the Holy Scripture, it was placed there, what you need to do, what not to need to do. Another thing is this, when the importance of this is to give us fairness, that everybody is important in life. Whether you're a cleaner, whether you're a CEO, everybody is important in life. You give people value, you put value on them, you give them with respect. You put them on a respect level. Oh, sorry, sir. Even you are paying them, they know that, oh, my Oga values me. Oh, Oga, I'm sorry. They have the sense of belonging. The importance you give everybody a sense of belonging. That apart from them becoming your worker, they are still part of the community. They are still part of the nation. They are still part of your life, because once they have something to do with your life, it brings about things. And before people can do this, before Africa, Nigeria, world can actually emulate the value system, number one, you must accept that you have a problem. You must accept that you have a problem. You must accept that there is a need in my life to improve. Even with ourselves, even myself, I think I'm still doing a little bit of value system. I still need to improve more, a lot to improve on. That's because even if you are one person in the midst of people who are not valuing the system, or they don't have a structure, they don't have a mechanism in place, you will still be struggling in their midst. They say you are proud, they say you are too structured, they say you are too principled. They told me that over and over and over. They said, you can't go to Brapor, you have to. I said, no, but you just have to do things. The Bible says do things decently and in order. Bible order. Bible system is putting things in order, putting things in order, putting in place. So when you do that, you help yourself. But if I know that, oh, I have a need, I need this value system. Now I accept that I need help. After I've been helped, that I accepted it, then I need to practicalize it. When I practicalize it, it brings about turning point for me that, oh, this thing I've said, I'm not just saying it by my mouth, I do it. By the grace of God, people that know me, even when they are watching right now, they will tell you, oh, that brother is a principal brother. Oh, that brother, they can say it. But if it's not, if I'm saying something I don't do, they will also write on the Facebook. They will also write on the video and say, no, he's not saying the truth. I know him very well. He's not doing this. So you cannot say what you have not practicalized. So when you are practicalizing, when you are living it, when it becomes part of you, then you impact it on others. Then you teach others. Then people begin to see you as a role model. People begin to see you, just like I said, you read books, you do something with your life, then people see you as a role model. People want to follow you. People want to see, okay, how do you do this life that is balanced? Some people say they don't know mathematics. Somebody say mathematics is easier. How? And you find it difficult. This morning they say, what is the square root of the Nigerian independence in 2 decimal places? I tell you, I can't remember. I tell you, I can't remember, which is 1960 in 2 decimal numbers, the decimal places. I said, wow, square root, 160 square root. I don't know, you know? And because to me it looks ambiguous, but if I've been used to sitting down with those things often and often, if you tell me what is the 25 FPS, I will tell you. But to a layman, if I say 24 FPS, you don't know it because you don't live around it. So that means people form their value system as they. I see they see the community that they want to say, okay, let us be the community, and it becomes something. I know something very well. When you live by example, you are like a tree that is planted by the river of water. So if you are living by example, if you have been fed with the right meal, that tree will always be fruitful. That tree is fruit will always be seasoned at all time. It's not going to get there and you say you don't find fruit. You will always find fruit on it. You will always find fruit according to time of life on it. So if you are not being connected with the right, I will say this, right association. Right association. If you want to have a good value system, if you want to be a tree that will be flourishing, not just being fruitful, that will be flourishing, you must connect yourself with the right association, right people around you, right value. And it is not just overnight. It is not just one time. I've been with you, I've been with your family, and I've seen the way you live your life, structure, things have been put in place. You are not just looking at these people, you're not teaching the world this thing. You have practicalized it for years. This is what you have been doing in the secret, and now you are pushing it to the world to say, okay, this is how we do this. If it's in the Yoruba culture, when we see an elder, we respect them. I remember when I was from Kigali to Entebbe. I was privileged to sit down on the seat before an elderly man, very strict. The elderly man was, I look at the man and I stood up. I said, please, can you sit down? Not knowing that his wife and the children are stranded standing. So the man said, thank you. He now allowed the wife and the children to sit down. The man keep on looking at me at the whole of just. Who is this guy? Who is this guy that is, because from my own Yoruba culture, you respect an elder. Do you get it now? And the same way, you can also do some things. Okay? One of the things I've always said with value system is that if you don't accept it in your heart, if you don't accept it in your heart and with your heart, don't accept it in your head. If it's in your head, it will fade away very soon. If it's in your heart, you live.
Hello, Brother Paul. Hello, Brother Paul. Your video is frozen. Hello, Brother Paul. I think there's a problem there, okay? Highlight how to have the right value system, okay? And that's something that is really, really important to people have to look, as he said, first they have to look at themselves and ask them the question, what kind of lifestyle am I living? All right, what kind of values do I have? And they should be able to look at the underlying reasons why they are behaving the way they are behaving, or why they are achieving the result that they are achieving. Okay, those are the things that we can point out as underlying factors. Okay, first they have to know where they are coming from. Secondly, they have to come to the conclusion if they have the right value system or they don't have the right value system. If they are achieving the right result, then there is a tendency, there could be a right value system in place, all right? But if they are not achieving positive results, then they need to check themselves. You may also be having a positive result, okay, but maybe your value system is not well placed as well. You must be able to define what are my value system, and I gave some my values, sorry, and I gave some examples in the previous post that we had, that that we just have to have it written out, our values. If you're not able to write our values out, then we will be challenged, we have problems, okay? We will just go with the flow, and going with the flow doesn't help things out, help matters. If we write out our values, it will help us to be able to see clearly, this is what I stand for, all right? So we will be able to identify if there's something that is coming contrary to our values. Easily we'll be able to identify, and we'll be able to say no to them. This is very useful for teenagers, very useful for youths as well, because we are faced with different things in the society, okay? And as young people growing up, when we see these things in society, we tend to go with the flow. And as I said before, if we go with the flow, we will be accepted by the kind of people that we see, all right? But if we have the right value system and something contrary is coming to us, coming to win us over, we will be able to say no to them, all right? And be able to say, this is what I stand for. I cannot go with that flow, all right? And that is something that we have to take note on. And I think if Brother Paul was here, I'd have asked him this question, but I'll try to speak on this before we bring this live broadcast to a close. Now, the question I wanted to ask Brother Paul was, in the case where someone wants to learn the right value system, or want to know the right value system in society, because, okay, where do we learn values from? We learn values from our homes. I'm sure some parents teach values, okay? They teach morals, they teach behaviors. We learn ethics of the right ethics of doing things in different areas. We learn at school also. We learn different kind of values of hard work, values of promptness, values of fairness, of what's called friendship, you know, so many kind of things that we learn from school, you know. But the more we grow up, we tend to learn also from our environment, okay? If you travel to a distant place, for example, you go to a different country, you know, there are some things that will attract you, you know, some kind of ways or principles at which things are being done. You know, if back home there is disorder, you know, and you come to a place and you find order, you want to ask yourself, how are these people achieving these things? What are their value system? What is it that they appreciate, okay? And how do we do this? Okay, it is by simply looking at the society, at that society, and taking note of what is positive, okay? Taking note of what can be learned from that society. By doing so, we are able to see, okay, well, these people are doing this thing. For example, they value their people. That means that they are people conscious. They are humane. All right. Okay. They think about humanity as something that's very, very important. So then we back home also should begin to treat our people as very, very important. When somebody is in trouble, okay, we shouldn't just think about that the person, okay, well, we can, you know, you should go to, you know, you should just push him aside, all right? But you should, even though you may not be in the position to help at a particular time, you should be able to say, okay, give him some ways to solve the problem, rather than just show the whole idea of helping out. Okay, so if we do this, it means that we are gradually tending towards having the right mindset when it comes to people orientation. Okay, and that is how it should be, really. So today we have been talking about understanding life from a tree. Now, what we're able to do is to see that life is a process, just like a tree is always in a process. From the seeds, goes down to the roots, comes out to the stem, comes out as branches and fruits. It's all a process. That if the process is stopped, checked, corrected, there is a possibility of having the right fruits. Okay, if from the very beginning we can put things right. Okay, some people may say, okay, well, I am grown up now, how can I correct my roots? Well, you can correct your roots by going into sitting down and asking yourself, what are my values? What are my values? If I'm able to correct my values and put the right value system in place, which I know may take you a while, you'll be able to see that your life can be actually transformed. Okay, and it can also be for the same for people in general. Okay, so I'm extending this encouragement to us all out there. If you are watching this live broadcast, okay, to check yourself if you have the right values or not. And you may have the right values but not have the right value system. What I mean by a value system is the principles you put in place to ensure that your values are not undermined. Okay, so if you have these principles, this mechanism in place, and you have the right values as well, then you are good to go. Life becomes meaningful. Life becomes worth living. All right, thank you very much. We have tried to do this live broadcast. I hope it is beneficial to us. For all those who joined us previously, we are very sorry that we had hitches with our technology. And for those who came back and those who came afresh to join us, we are glad that you joined us. We hope that this live broadcast was meaningful to you. I just want to recognize a few people who are here, like Zimula Fik. Thank you for joining us today. I hope you learned something nice. Duncan Kansime, thank you also for joining us. Musenge Muashi, thank you for joining us. Salongo Joseph, thank you for coming up here to watch the live broadcast. We just want to encourage you all to share this broadcast to your friends, to your family, to your colleagues. I think our society in Africa, and wherever we find ourselves, even all around the world, we should embrace good values and build a value system that can put our society in the right place. Thank you, Anima Shaola Dimeji, for joining us. Christian Ronald Senyanje, thank you for joining us. Hi, Falashade Akinyemi, Topsy Gives, Ochuka Siprako, Emmanuel Sengiri, Ima Claire, thank you all. Atamba Ignatius, from me and my family, Esther Kuganja, we are extending our love to you. Happy New Year to you all. God bless you for joining us today. We are hoping that next week we will come back again and it will be a rewarding time. Till then, stay blessed, live right, understand life more. Bye for now.